order to use the spinners on the board, the easiest way to do that is to create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets. So when we create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets, we want to create it with the name of the class or the list that we're going to have. And then we're also going to do that with the student names. So the tab that we have, we're going to rename to the actual class. So this is language arts. And then we have our name of our list, which is also going to be language arts. And that's going to be in A1. Starting in column B1 is where we're going to put all of our student names. We don't want to skip a row here. We want to make sure that we stay at B1 and list all of our students down. We can create multiple lists with different tabs, but when we go back to the first tab, the LA, we need to export each one of these individually. So we're going to go to File and Download. From Download, we're going to choose comma separated or a CSV file, and we're going to click on that. When we click on that and save it, you will notice that the name of the tab and the name of the list match, which is what you want. And then you're going to save it in the location that you want to save it in, and it will be there as a CSV file. So switching over to Lit Comp 1, which would be my first hour Lit Comp, I go back to Download, CSV, and I do the same thing. Notice the name of the file matches the tab. And this is just a good way to differentiate what list I'm looking at. So now when I go back to the board, I will actually be able to import these lists very easily onto the spinner activity.
Okay, so now that we have the spreadsheet built and it's downloaded to a CSV file, now we are going to open up the spinner on the board and import that file in there. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to make sure you're logged in. We're going to go to the toolbox and we're going to click on the spinner. Okay, so in the spinner, we have our gear and we're going to go strictly to list. And in list then, what we're going to do is we're going to choose this upload icon. That is going to then open up the files menu. And in the files menu, I got to go back to my Google Drive and find that file. So I'm going to go back into my Smart Docs, and then I'm going to find the student list. Remember, it has to be a CSV. This is the file I created. This is how I downloaded it to a CSV. So I'm going to click on the CSV. Notice all of these have come in, so everybody's in there, and they're all a different number or a different color. So we have that, and then we are going to. Then we have it right there. We're going to exit out. We've got everybody's name here. When I click on it, it's going to flip it around. That's the easiest way to get everybody's name in there. Now, there is another way to get another name in there. If you're going to do groups, that kind of thing, it might be easy just to put it in there. But you're going to go back to list and you click on the plus button. So here it's going to bring up your keyboard. So now we're just going to do groups. Okay, so then I'm going to come down here. Well, nothing shows up here. So I have to click on that little button. And now I'm going to be able to say, okay, this is group 1. And we're going to make them pink. And then we're going to add another one. Click up here. This is group 2. I'm going to make those green. And we're going to go back in. You'll notice that it is a little tedious as you're doing it because you have to add and click on that button every single time when you manually import. So doing it ahead of time with the spreadsheet actually saves you a ton of time. So now I have this, I'm actually going to click save there. And now I have the two groups. Now notice I have a bunch of things that are starred. So if I take out all these stars and then put just my ones that I create in there, I will be able to see that. And when I click on my star button here, I will see the groups that I want starred. Now, if I want to go back and do my list and have these, so I have availability to them in my starred list, then I can definitely do that as well. So then if I turn on my sound and we're going to get that. Okay, so let's go back into, grab a hold of our language arts, and we're going to go. So here we have it. Now, if I want tally results, this might be good for the group one, so you can determine how many tally results they get, that kind of thing. So I'm going to exit out of that, and now I'm going to start tallying up how many times that a person or a group got the information. Look at that, Jason got 2. Okay, so I can minimize that and I can bring it back out as needed. I can also turn off the tally results. I can just remove the results, or I can have just a sequence list. So that is something that you can definitely do as well. All right, so list, quick selection. Here are all my quick selections. So if I wanted to do space, there is nothing in space. So hey, quick selection. Let's go shapes here. And we've got our shapes. Okay, so that is really the easiest thing to do with spinners. You can obviously make it bigger or make it smaller. You can move it around and get it out, so in case you need it to be on the different side, that kind of thing. So you have it. So it's actually really nice. Just a reminder that no matter what you pull up here, when you're moving it, it's always going to be an overlay. It's always going to be in front of whatever you pull up. So if I was to pull up this document here, notice that it's opening up in the background of the spinner. So the spinner will always be on top of whatever you do.